3 hams will certainly kill him. 3 hams.
Welcome. This month we're going to do something a little different. We're actually going to have a theme. August will be known as Ecchi Month. For those of you who don't know what that means, go to 4chan and look at hentai. Then look at ecchi. There's a fine line between the two. Ecchi is more, tongue-in-cheek. You're going to see nudity, but no real sex. And even that, if you do see some sex, it's nothing graphic. Unlike hentai, which, well, if you've already gone to 4chan, you've seen it. So, what we're really going to do is just go over a few titles that just show a little bit of, you may say, excessive fan service, excessive show of nudity. Not too much, but just enough to really kind of stir somebody. And for a lot of kids, well, a lot of young adults, I should say, this is one of what they actually watched before they got into hentai. Or at least tried to go ahead and watch and kind of pass it off as anime to anybody who watched it with them, thinking, this is weird. The first one we're going to actually go over is something that I got quite a bit, it's quite a long time ago, just because I thought it was never going to actually be around. It's called myuki-chan in Wonderland. Now, I'm not going to go over this with you right now. This is going to be something that's going to be saved for next week. I just wanted to give you a little introduction. We'll call this the Catboy's Casual Chats before we get into Ecchi Month. The little thing I'm going to go ahead and bring up is I apologize for the last week, 2 weeks of no comics. Last week was very hectic. My little brother came into town, got to spend some time with him. I barely ever get to see him, and it was his birthday, so, that big thing. This past week, just worried about test results, As I've let you all know, I've gone in for some issues, and I'm just waiting for them to tell me what's going on. So far, I haven't gotten anything back from the last test I did, so we'll see. A few other things I want to go and bring up as a casual chat is our gaming sessions we've been doing. This week we're not doing one. I'm going to be working on the Dresden Files game while we're taking a little hiatus from D&D. Just because, people have things to do. We're unlike a lot of gaming groups where they say you have to absolutely do this. We're a little bit nicer about it. If you can't make it, we can postpone a gaming session. So, what we've been doing recently is we've gone kind of gone non-conventional on this. Mainly because when we started out, we did not have a primary healer. Now we had a witch, who is played by my wife, Jen. We had myself, the bard, and we had a shaman, but we really didn't have a true healer like a cleric or a priest, for those of you who like to play D 2.0. We just had ourselves, which we were doing all right. Those of us who can cast Cure Light Wounds, give potions, that kind of stuff, we're okay. As we went along, we did finally pick up a primary healer, a cleric, so we're all right. But there's a few people in our party that is kind of weird. We've got a dark elf, dark elf fighter, who likes to prostitute himself. We've got a goblin thief. Not a big difference there. We've got several humans, an orc, and my character. For those of you who know anything about me, my favorite character to play is a dwarf. However, I'm playing a bard. Yes, that's right. It's a bard. That's a dwarf. A dwarven bard. Well, you're probably thinking, well, you can't do that. That's a -2 to charisma right out the gate. Screw you, I rolled good. I've got some good charisma points for that bard, and you know what? He's been rolling freaking awesome. I've even went ahead and actually made some actual little songs that went with it. which I would like to share with you right now. One moment. Had to write them up. One, we have a human monk named Khan. And he's a drunk bastard. He's trying to go for drunken fighter, drunken boxing. And we fought a rust monster. And this is the poem, the song that I came up with to show Khan how much he meant to us. Now, as a bard, you take a lot of things out of context and kind of throw them out of context. So this story, even though of course it's mostly true, is mostly false too. So here it is. It's called The Ballad of Khan. And my character's name is Hillgrave Whitehammer. One man stands while other men flee with eyes aflame. A truly grand sight to see. The monster advanced on the lone monk with glee. He had no weapon to slash at his foe. He had no club to bash or arrow or bow. So he settled his sash and readied for his foe. He set down his beer and watched as it got near and waved to those that fleed, for they were too weak to bleed. Brave Khan, powerful Khan, fought the dread monster with the killing fists. The monster's claws could tear through steel. His fangs would gouge wounds that would not heal. Its breath was so rank and so vile that one would not think it was real. But brave Khan fought alone, with no weapon to aid him. With a blow that shook bone, he slammed fists into its hide, and it fell with a muted groan. With the beast felled, he reared back and yelled, "I have freed the people of Tantris. Hail Khan, brave Khan, slayer of the monster of legend." Now that, honestly, I will tell you, it was a rust monster. Rust monsters kind of just feed on, metals. And he and I were the only ones who really didn't have any metal on us, other than, of course, the druid which showed up later. All the people in this, we were in an adventurers guild, and everybody left because they were all in their fancy armor. Myself, I'm a bard. I don't wear armor. I just wear my traveling cloak. And he wears monk's robe, so we were the only ones who could fight. But, you know what? We had fun. The second one that I did is based off of a little adventure we had where we had to figure out who we saw two little ghosts of little girls, and we found out who had killed them and what was going on. It's called The Littlest Ones, and again by Hillgrave Whitehammer. Two little beauties playing amongst the stones, laughing while dancing amongst ancestors' bones. Two little beauties playing just a bit too late. The stars start to dim as we learn of their terrible fate. Two little beauties, they stand very near. All those that see them are filled with fear. Two little beauties resting in the ground, crying through time until their slayers are found. I really like that one. And I won't tell you the last one I did, because the last one I did was crap. I'm going to plan to keep on doing these, and I will be doing these little chats to tell you more about them, let you know how everything's been going. And I will be doing a little bit more, but this is more about letting you know that Ecchi month is coming. We're going to go ahead and get to see myuki-chan in Wonderland. I'm going to start it out with that, something a little soft, and end it with Ecchi Club. Those of you who don't know about Ecchi Club, you're welcome to Google it. But I will let you know that all the women, if they were in Ecchi Club, if they were real, would have massive back issues. So, till next time, next week, we will start Ecchi month. Good night.
Time for go to bed.